Okay, so what we're doing is that we're logging, that we're starting the backend. Then we can set how many processors can be used, and then it's gonna check how many and then do it. Then it's gonna have a controller for the request, and this is like it's okay. Then if there is not found, it goes to the not found handler, which says just not found.
Yeah, some basic middleware.
Some middleware, and the middleware, this one like add some parameters for it, doesn't matter. And the middleware will, this is for the API, and you get a like, yeah, doesn't matter. So now is the interesting bit. So when you do on the router, you can set a get with the path, and you can set what I would like a handler. In this case, is a welcome handler, and the welcome handler would just say, when you go to the root of API, it says welcome to the Backend API, please for documentation. Then, so in this case, we are not doing any debug. So I can delete this, and then you go, and then we have to keep. This is for HTTPS. So here now we have a web router. So web router is different. Oh yeah, and then all right. So the API router, you say get. Yeah. So, then you have a work group.
A what?
Work group, and it basically is for like setting up things. We explain later.
Okay.
So basically, we are telling like every package has you need like a constructor.
Yeah.
And then you give it which router you need to add to. So instead of like doing like here like for every package or for every endpoint, have like put get post you tell to each like package to do it themselves.
So it's like.
So I'll show you.
Yeah. Okay.
There you go, API info. See, like in the package, there's going to be here, and it's going to have init, and it's going to do its own thing. It's going to tell you like log that I'm doing it. Then it's going to register, and it's going to do the same.
Okay. So are the packages our packages?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
not like external packages.
No, it's not magic. It's just.
No, I meant like third-party packages.
No. Yeah. It's no magic. It's no magic. It's just we are defining everything.
Yeah.
So thank you, Kisti, for following us. So now, yeah. So if you guys have any question, you can also ask. But this is kind of the basic setup of this backend. So back. So see, here we're basically here. It's how you do a raw. You just say, given a router and a verb, like get, post, or anything. You and where you want to do it.
Yeah.
Given like as a sub to the /API.
Oh, okay, sure. So
it's already /API. So this is like when you go to /API, this is the root, and it's going to say welcome to the API.
Yeah.
Then there's going to be info, so it's going to be /API/info, and you said, hey, init yourself, right? It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
So then you can have them all in its own, and then you know what's been run. Then you got the web router, and the web router, it just goes. Uses API context, and it's just nothing special. The web routers, whenever we want to actually have like for example the web.
Sure.
Oh yeah, it's so like another router. At the moment, it does nothing. It just.
So we don't care because we're just gonna have API router.
Yeah, in this case, we can take it off when we're using it. Then the MOOC server handles everything. It serves HTTP, and the moment is because we want to be able to handle DSL or HTTPS. And so whenever we're gonna run it, we need to run safe, or use the fake certificates.
Okay.
So we can run the fake certificates, and otherwise gonna look for the real certificates.
Yeah.
And complain because we don't have it at the moment. So now we have this one. Okay. So let me see. This one we didn't even touch it, or we did we touch it? So what we can do now is to actually try to run it.
Yeah.
And so this one is because we have set the go path properly. And so this is going to be done in edit, and we have to do references and settings. And then it's going to be like go path needs to be set properly, because it's different now. So this needs to be done not in the user setting, but here. See? No. This G's.
The death of you.
Okay. So we're gonna show the here, right?
Yeah, here's if we can have the terminal.
Terminal. So in the terminal we are gonna have cd server, and that's going to be, let me check, is it with server instead? Yeah, this is going to be the path.
So it's just basically sending the path to where to like start the project from.
Yeah.
So it's like a template. It's like
yeah, this is the base. Yeah,
it's like a boilerplate. It's like when you like create a node app or something, and or not. Some things you have just command and you can just spin up the app. It's kind of like that.
Yeah, no boilerplate.
Pardon?
No, it's not boilerplate. Right?
Yeah, it's boilerplate.
No, boilerplate is when you have to write. Huh? So yeah, so because we like this is kind of like a base project for the backend, because like I have to do it many times, so I thought like I just use it, and then from that one we can then build up and just start. Today we were planning to do like a shorter stream anyway, because of that we don't know what's the situation, but now it seems to be
Wi-Fi's good.
Wi-Fi seems to be good. So now if we say oh, come on. No, but it's like, what's going on?
Yeah, exactly. It's a template.
Yeah, it's a template. Okay, so now we go inside source backend main. Sorry guys for this. So now if I want the G, I can't get the G, but so you go run, and then you go web server, go, then you do unsafe. In this case, in this way, we're gonna run it. See, it's gonna start, and it's gonna use self-sign certificates. Now we go back here, and
No, everything.
it's really like too much.
Yeah, I know, it's really annoying.
So we go local.
This wasn't happening like before.
Like before there was nothing, and now we got. So if we go to API, we should.
Yeah. It's like
I don't know what's going on. It's so, like it's really.
It's like crying a little bit.
So now we are sure what's going on. Ah, it's.
Yeah. GG.
So yeah, you're gonna see us fighting. I understand. So, boom, because we're not in HTTPS. So now we have this, and it's kind of secure, but we're using fake certificates, so it's gonna complain. But for now, it's fine. So that, and then also if you go in info, whenever we deploy this one. Sorry, slash info. It's gonna tell us like information about where it's gonna be sent, and so this is pretty neat when you like deploying it. Like to actually deploy this one, it's not gonna be run like the way we run it locally. It's gonna be compiled into machine code, and then it's gonna be run. And there is little like neat builder that we have. And that's going to populate all the information, and so it's going to change every time you make a build. Little thing, pretty cool. And that's it. So now we actually make a first endpoint, where we just like at the moment we are probably going to do another hello, thank you for checking. No, just basically we're going to show like how to actually start from zero and then make it. So here there's like docs which we're not. I think we're not using this. Maybe we can use this. Let me check. So right click. Yeah, debug we don't use it. In docs we are at the moment not. Yeah, docs was just basic. So let me see if I'm using docs. I don't think we are using the docs package. Yeah. So also docs leaves us. So what we do instead, what we do first one we do page, something like page,
Okay.
like a get of a page.
Yeah.
So we make a new folder, we call it, and now we can like maybe do
Start
the
the
switch
switcher.
because we usually do switcher, and so
So basically, the idea is like normally we switch programming
Yeah.
who's on the keyboard every 5 minutes.
and then we have a little application that oops maybe it's too bright,
Beautiful lighting.
and so yeah it tells us like when to switch, you know.
switch
That's
who's on
why
the
it's called
keyboard.
pair program or DesPair program.
3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, now I'll start and then I show you a little bit, and then
Yeah.
since this one is kind of the first time for you with
Yeah,
Golang,
Golang.
and also with this we'll start, and also loads of G's. The G's are gonna be like pain, so we can make a new folder. It's going to be page,
I think we should just go to Jujuju.
page. So page is there. So we can also like just start with the info. Maybe I don't know if I copied it. So this is going to be called init.go.
So do you always make an init?
Yeah, like all the things, like a lot of things in Golang is they're called like init.
Okay.
It's like the thing that like gets like so let's say when you actually go into the package info,
Yeah.
the first thing it gets called, let's say now it's going to be called page
Yeah.
package, right? It's going to go into the init, and the init then can send you in like
Right. So it's like the main.
the
in
main
Java
the
or
main of the
something.
package.
Yeah. Okay.
So now like here we call it. Ooh, no, I thought I typed it myself. So at the moment we're not using any data type. We're gonna have it. So the data type is actually like a schema that we use for returning things properly formatted, and we can also use to like it's a schema that is what we return when we're gonna show things.
It's a JSON schema.
Yeah, JSON, or it's called like BSON. BSON. So what we're doing here is make a new folder, and it's going to call data type. And data type is called model struct. Because it's not like just so what we do is so here is where you kind of like decide, of course, how you want it to look. Model. This is schema.
Yeah. So but just the JSON, right? Like not for the model.
Also for the model, everything.
Also the model.
Yeah. But also like it's use it here and then. So now basically here we're gonna is the naming is just whatever is there, but basically, so page. For that's the same. This is always gonna be very like we're gonna call them always the same. So it's going to be like page and data type. So they're all gonna be the same except what is inside, and that's gonna help us later to make things really nice.
Yeah.
So for the page, maybe we'll have something like the like URL. We got a string, and then here we call it URL. They might have like title, and it's just a string. Things like that. And now, of course, you can have like things connected to it, you know, other types. That's later. And that's it. For the moment, there's going to be title and URL.
Okay. Keep it simple.
Yeah. And keep it like GG.
Yeah.
And here is like this is going to be how it's going to be defined when you return it as an object. So it's automatically handled for you. So this is your variable, and this is how you can call it different ways.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah, go.
Yeah, Golang. Yeah. And this is how basically you're new. There's no like the returns a pointer to it. Now we have page. Page is just a package. It returns. It uses package pointer. GG. And it's like it's funny.
It's funny sometimes. It's okay, just no.
And that was the, well, I didn't even mean, like, I didn't do it on purpose,
Unintentional.
of course. I knew it was gonna happen, but we are making a the revisionist, so kind of a way to
Review
review
websites.
pages. So like whenever you go to a page, and if you have like either you go to the website or you have the extension will look the ID, will look at the URL, and it will try to fetch if there's any things like comments and reviews.
I think I just
What?
something just flew on me.
Yeah. And so it's basically like, say you go to a new page or an article. What the way I thought. Wait. So now we switch. What I thought is like I was reading an article on like Medium, and I thought it was like a bit lame.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
They got it.
Yeah. So yeah, now it's your
Okay, now it's my go.
go land.
Oh.
Okay. So now go back and be careful. Always like be aware of
Yeah.
the
Keyboard.
delete. So there, which says init. In the init is like logs. Hold on. Logs.
Logos.
Doesn't matter. Log with fields as and is an info. It registers. And now we need to change the context later, but it doesn't matter. Use the API router to make a sub router of the API context. See, sub router of API context is the slash API, right?
Yeah.
And it does it as like slash API slash page.
Okay.
We are telling that, right?
Okay.
And in this and then in this new API router, which is going to be actually it's not going to be called API router next. It's going to be called page router. We have to rename. In the slash page slash, now it returns this one, but later we're going to make an actual controller.
Why is it called
No.
web router?
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Is the package called web.
Okay.
So now delete the get version.
The get version? Sure.
Yeah. Yeah. So now here call it API, and we call it like in between API page context. BP. Oh, it didn't mess up with you. And then here you call it page router.
Oh my god. I think it's me. Like, you remember when we were talking about how some people like break
Yeah.
computer stuff?
Wait, can I try? Try G.
Okay.
Okay.
Didn't last long.
No, I think because when you press A, there's AG.
It's you break stuff.
No, if you do AGE,
Maybe.
then it's okay. So we're almost happy. Yes. Okay, so next, let me see. Yeah. Next in here, we need to do it. So it's going to be controller context, and we have to do a sub, like a struct for the. This.
So what does the struct represent?
The context is like. So it inherits API is a sub context of the API context.
So it's still like just the route basically.
Yeah, it's all right. It's just
Yeah.
like it's good later for mocking stuff.
Mm.
So here now you call it page. So now everything that is the base of that is an API, like that is a part of the API context, is gonna go and extend it. So the next one is always gonna be page context. But if you're gonna do page and then a sub page, then it's gonna be a sub. Like it's gonna be a sub router of the page, and therefore it's gonna extend page context.
Okay.
So this is basically extending.
Yeah.
So you can do like page out, and you can
Yeah.
get it. Okay. Now we save without pressing anything,
Yeah.
and then we close. Save. Okay. So next we are doing it model struct. So now what we can do is to actually make an endpoint on the other side, right? So this is gonna make a controller. So what you can, so you like right click on that one, and a new folder. It's called control. Folder GG. Okay, and inside, and give me a second for this one. Boom, 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 boom. What's going on? Okay. So it went from like not working at all to like working too much.
We should have like complained too much about
and then like
it not working.
It helped us.
And then it went overboard.
It went way overboard. So this is test. So this is going to be called, yeah. Okay. So now we make a new one, and then this one we're going to call it differently. This is going to be called page.go.
Capital P?
No.
Page. Oh.
You waited too long there. Now there's loads of G's. Oh. Go. Now I need to do F. Then delete. Okay, so now we got. Okay. So for this one, we're gonna do just a fetch. So the fetch is going to make a new thing, and we're gonna make it static. And so we can do like, let me see. So you do package. Yeah, package controller.
Is it complete?
I just said that. Because you're in package controller, so that it has to be autocomplete. Yeah. Then you do import, and there we are gonna get the. So make a bracket.
Oh, no. Wrong one.
Yeah. So yeah, and there we do like now you name the import. So you call page data type. So page. No. So this is the name. So page and bit. Now data type BT. Data type.
BT.
No. Now space. And now we specify where it is.
Okay.
It is. So that's going to be like, so it's going to be the route from the source. So backend / API / page / data type. That's it. Now we can just do that for the moment, and then like other things going to be automatically imported also. So we do is like now we specify the route, and then we're gonna add it here because at the moment it goes nowhere, right? So this one is going to be var, so we specify this. So var, and then we do like page fetch big P, because if it's a small p, it's private.
Nice.
No.
I just copy paste. Yeah, you see? Don't test it.
Oh, maybe.
Brings bad luck. You're gonna jinx it.
So now like it's a function, okay? So this is a bit like, you gotta just have to learn it. So func. Yeah. So func. Then we have C.
Maybe we should find out like online and then copy
like
it
star. So there's a pointer. So there's a pointer to the controller. Dot. Then we got the new the context we made. So let me see. The context is called page context.
Almost. Wait.
Damn.
Going too slowly there.
No, it's okay. So now basically this is going to be the page fetch, and now I'm gonna continue this.
3, 2, 1, go.
So we got the context, then we got the should be response. I think it's a response writer. Yeah. So this is more like you're gonna write the response to data, and then R, and is the request.
You missed an E from response.
Yeah, thank you. Web dot. This is what we're gonna like whenever we're gonna have to like actually read it.
And
Like read the request and then write the out.
yeah.
So basically, this is the controller that is gonna give us the context and whatever we can write to, and then if there's some like parameters in, you read them from there.
Yeah.
Next, we're gonna use. Let me check. Yeah. So what we're gonna use is JSON, and then so it's like I think it's here. It's in. Oh, now it's gone. I'm glad. I'm so happy it's gone. Okay. At least I can copy this. GitHub.com says I think it's like JSON. I public go. Encoding. This is just the JSON like encoder. And then what we do, we make a new encoder, and this on the new encoder, and we give it the response writer.
Okay.
And then what we say encode encoder dot encode, and then we're gonna have something. We don't have it yet, so we want to make an object that we're gonna return. So here is going to be like we're gonna make an empty object. So it's gonna be like page or page.
Right. So this is our JSON object.
These are things that will become the JSON object. So like here it's gonna be page data type dot, and this is what we just made, right? New.
Yeah.
New like page module something. So here's called wrong one. It's gonna be called a new model page. So we're gonna make a new model, and that's it. So now we have it. Of course, no complaint. Well, I'm gonna fix it.
So you can't find the model page.
No, because it should be fine. Just because of the go path. We're gonna fix it. So then here we're gonna do page, and then when we do it, we do dot. Actually, if you want to do your complete, we need to have it settings and have like go dot infer go path, and we say true, and that should fix it. And JSON, I think did I misspell somewhere? Oh yeah, because I moved everything inside package, I think. Or not. No. Oh yeah, I need to fix that. There was a bug I made, and or not. Backend. Where is this one?
It's inside server.
Yeah. Ah, wrong thing. Yeah. So one thing, because I had to fix something. So in Reviewtionist, so basically it doesn't like I thought when I made this one, I thought I'd make it cool and I'll make it all nicely packaged. Instead, I hates it.
Errors everywhere. It's always when you like think of a nice refactoring, just like throws it all off.
Yeah, no, it's just like yeah, boom. And now it should find it. So server source, yeah, it's just gonna come up. Anyway, one thing that we actually need to check is in there, but also in info. I think in info I'm using package because that was like the pretty way. So apparently encoding. I don't need to do that. Yeah, I'm silly. You don't need that. We can already do it.
You already had that.
Okay. Okay, what's that? Let me check.
Go.
I think like. Oops. Thank you, Matreus.
Then to do
92. So now it's your turn. So this one, oh yeah, web. So we don't have web at the moment because we need to import it. So this one, so go github.com. Oh yeah, and I need to.
Is it pasted?
And now copy and then paste. So now the G went like more quiet. Slash, so go craft. Don't have G.
Wait.
And then slash web. And just save, and that should save. So undefined controller. Oh yeah, so then we need to set up the, okay, so do backend controller. I think because it doesn't find like the path, it doesn't.
So is this like backend controller referring to the like a base class?
Yeah, base class, yeah. So now it's okay, and then this one, maybe, no, it doesn't know. Anyway, we got a struct here, and you got URL and title. So now you put the URL, and you set it up. You put, and whatever string. I mean, just put an actual URL.
No, quite. Almost.
And whatever. DesPair. DesPair G.
No.
DesPair GG.
Okay.
And then you have page dot, and then there's another title PT.
Yeah.
This is used to misspelling.
No keyboard mistake.
And then whatever. Why? Okay.
No.
So then save. I actually, and here you put page. Page save. Are we done? Autocomplete save.
Too fast for me.
Too fast.
Oh,
Too fast, too furious. It's okay. It says like you need to comment. What we can do is I will do this, and you put page fetch. So this is like just a linked in. No, it has to be exactly the same. So that's like not gonna work. So now if you do
and describe what it is.
yeah, just like patches page. No, it's okay. No, I understand, but like it's just to show you.
For documentation. Like auto-generated documentation. Is that what?
No, it's just for LinkedIn. It's the linter does it.
Okay.
The controller I think has the same problem than our package, so now something needs to be cleaned up. So this one fetches a page and returns it. Now here we don't have it. So what we need to do, we need to have a controller.
What are we in now?
We are in the init of the page outside.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the one where we said get route. So here usually we'll have an ID, but at the moment it's going to be always the same. So now we need to have like a reference to that controller. So you're going to call it like page controller. Call it call it.
Call it.
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
Big C controller, and then space, and then you have backend API slash page controller. No, it's like it's a yeah, and then if you save it, it's gonna remove it because it's not used. So you need to use it before saving. And here you paste and you say dot, and it doesn't, of course, because freaking infer doesn't work. It should infer, but it doesn't infer. So let's try to fix this. So because the beauty of Golang is that it suggests everything, and so this is the go path. So now, oh yeah, we have to use the package here. if you do dot, you know. Anyways, this is the page fetch.
2, 1, vai!
Okay. I give you both the times. So. Yeah. And now we save. So now, backend controller. I think we have some errors now. No. Define backend controller.
Oh yeah, because we didn't add API page context. We just added page context.
Yeah. Ah, yeah. So it's incorrect, right? So then we can call it. So wait. Call it API because it's a small like clearer. So we'll call it API. Okay. And now we solve that. And yeah. So now we can kill this and go back and see if it runs. And we'll see there's not some problem. Maybe. Yeah. So it's because of course we have this package thing going on. So whenever there's a package slash, we have a bunch of them that already let's say use it. And so
Can we just replace all?
no, well, never do that. Never. It's not so much. Then I have to like fix my base version because obviously this one we don't care anymore. So okay, so let's see if this runs it. Yeah, so now we run it and it says no environmental variable, so it's fine. So now we're testing this, you know, it's going to always going to have the same because we're not actually, you know, retrieving anything, but it's going to tell us like, yeah, the route works. So here we put page and is a root. Okay. So API, so means the API page it doesn't go there because we didn't add it to the we didn't add it to the root. Yeah, it's tricking you.
Just made a beautiful controller.
Yeah, so we made a controller, and how do we add it?
Down in our web server.go.
In here, right?
Yep.
So
go
page dot, and then same. Yeah. That's it. So now automatically added page.
But now I see the page that goes in red.
So now we check.
Then maybe it's an error.
It says what? It says var
Undefined.
package page context.
It's API context.
Because we changed it, API page context. And now it's okay. So now we do. Okay, because now we linked it, and now we found that it was an error when we linked it, right? So now we go back, and this time we're good. Boom! There.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is going to be like obviously, it's not the best, is it? I tell you why. Because usually you would never just get page root. You need to get something like page and a number, an ID or something, right? And so, and the ID might also be just the whole, just the thing, right? The whole URL maybe, or
No, that'll be a post.
no, to get the URL.
Yeah.
So that's it. So what is the idea of this?
That's true.
What would be the idea?
Idea.
Huh?
What's the idea?
The ID. ID.
ID.
2 letters, yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be the actual URL.
Yeah, because then you want to look it up, and it's just always gonna be one.
Yeah. Unique.
Uniquely unique.
Well, some will like match the same. Like, say if you have like a hashtag on the end,
But then we're always gonna clean that,
So yeah, we would clean it up.
because otherwise, no. So yeah, so it's going to be that one, right? So let me check one thing.
Three, two, one, go.
Oh, that's your gun.
As well, it was my goal before, but now I let you. So what we want to do is that we actually have to slightly change this.
The boilerplate.
Yeah. So now it's gonna be page fetch by
ID. Oh, URL.
by ID or by ID.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's always gonna be the same, right? Then we're gonna have the ID, and at the moment, just like so that we can interface to it. Here is going to be this ID, and there, what we're gonna do is that we're gonna actually have this like setup. So we're gonna call it page. So page ID, and then we can specify. So this is the name, the short name we have. We specify what it can be made of, and it's like A to Z, and I think we can have it like. Let me check. So, so this one I'm going to do. So, Roland Cloud. Yeah, pretty much this one. So, but then it depends on the URL, like what we want to. So we want to match a URL. Now, so for now we can have. Let me see. Actually, we can have regex and. Ooh.
Yeah, they're kind of.
What is the best exception to check if the string is a value URL? Ah, that's a nice one. So, I'm serious. Okay, so we'll try. I don't know if it likes it to be this complex, but usually it's very simple.
I don't like it.
Anyway, can we have a simple?
Yeah. No, I knew it was going to be complex. Like they always. Because it's a complex pattern, you know.
Yeah. So now we're just gonna separate this one, just letters and numbers, and then
And also symbols, right?
So we are accepting everything.
Yeah. So then there's no need to even have a.
No, we need to tell what we said. So, can I do like? How do we get this one to be complex? Because then you start having things like that. Oh, maybe it's fine. Maybe it's meant to be. Anyway. Yeah. Skip sequences like that. Let's try to like fix that. If it doesn't work, we go back to this. Whatever. Okay, that's it. Okay, seems to like it accepts it. Anyway, in there now we have this page ID, and this is the rule to accept it. What we do is we are going to read it, and so now we're going to set it as the page ID is going to be the page URL.
Yeah.
So then so that is going to come from R. That's going to come from. Let me check. I don't remember. Check, that's going to come from. Oh yeah. Now it's gonna be put right in. So it's like r path params, and then we're gonna say page ID. So this is gonna be that's going to be the actual name of the thing that we put there. It has to be the same.
Yep.
Okay. And that's it.
Time's up.
This one says.
Did we change the name, but we didn't change it later?
Should be no, I just because trying to like
Son,
force us to call it the way they
go.
want it. I changed it. It's just saying ID should be ID. So we'll see. So maybe this like maybe too complex. Yeah, it's trying to parse. Yeah, clearly there was a problem. So now we're gonna ask. So honey must compile. So we'll look it up. So you look it up. So this goes for Golang. So how to yeah, this one. Oh yeah. No, this is more like why I don't like. I don't care.
Oh, okay.
Like,
Yeah.
go that one. So now Golang. Yeah, try this one. No. Okay, go back. I guess we can still accept everything, and then like filter it on when it goes into the route. So we have to do the job ourselves and be like, is this in your route?
Okay.
But we can look at the first one. Yeah. So it's gonna be a route if it matches something. So instead like yes, a name. Yeah, thank you. Name pattern was a pattern. So you put like
URL pattern.
the thing is nobody really uses a URL there.
Can you code Despacito too?
So Rust. What is Despacito 2? So Rust is everything, and then it's going to be So it seems to be so whatever. Like there is a function right there.
This is the route.
Yeah, and then maybe use this one.
Plus like colon plus.
Let's check. Yeah, let's try this one. Like, I think it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be simpler.
Yeah, I just think it doesn't do like what we want.
Yeah, it doesn't make more.
Okay.
Because then we're gonna like just accept everything later. Because then how do like we need to accept everything? So
Isn't it just like star or something?
yeah, we'll try. Yeah, put star. Or nothing. Put nothing. And then maybe plus. Invalid or predicted.
Maybe no plus. We'll try again.
Ooh, sweet.
No, some regex.
Yeah, maybe.
Star means everything.
Maybe. So, not found. Because we need to put something inside. So we put like
Yeah.
reddit.com.
Wow.
Yeah, see, so that it's gonna look through that one and it's gonna allow us.
Yeah.
Yeah. Obviously, like things like this, it needs to be turned into a www automatically. Like we need to have a logic for the for that.
Yeah. We need to have logic for the yeah, always being the same.
So yeah, the thing like not have like if it's HTTPS or not.
Yeah.
Okay. So now we're done like first endpoint, and it kind of shows that given a URL, we can get the. I mean, now you get the URL back, obviously, but later we're gonna be able to like get a unified URL. So we're gonna parse it in a specific way, and redirect the page with that one.
Yeah.
And have like things like title and more information. Now we do unit test. So now we're not really unit testing anything specific, but with the just to learn how. We unit test this in, right?
Yeah.
But no, like, I mean, there's no model, there's no nothing.
Oh
nothing
yeah,
special,
right. You're saying it doesn't do anything.
Nothing special. So I'll have to follow. So we got controller. So boom. So we're gonna have the test suite helping us out. So we got a new file and it's gonna be called.
Oh, so we have the test suite right inside the.
Yeah,
project.
it's all part of. It's all part of it. It's all integrated nicely.
Yeah.
That's why I like it. I like the way you move it. Okay, so this is gonna call init test. This is like gonna initialize tests, and then we're gonna have another one. It's gonna be called page underscore test. So this is kind of like a rule. So init test is what is gets run at the beginning of the test in every package. So it's gonna look, and if there's no init test, it's gonna skip it, right? You could have an init inside, like say like whenever we have an init, we want to initialize something, but we don't want to initialize. We just want them to use them as functions, so they don't have an init. And if they have an init underscore test, when we run the test, it's gonna be able to find it, and it's gonna run that one only when you run a test, and then it's gonna find for every and then the naming convention is like whatever file you want to test, you have the file underscore test. That's it. So in this case, we want to test page, we got page underscore test. We want to init the test, we got init test. And that's it. So what we're gonna do is that we are in the page controller, and see, it is a test. So
nice.
It already lets you run the test. Then, well, we do the import, we do later. Then go var, and do package, and it's always like this, and it's page. Well, actually, it's outside, so it doesn't need to be. And then.
Yeah, what does the colon equals mean?
Is so equals is only assigned to this variable.
Yeah.
So this this one is a variable, so you don't need to do this. But when you have just a pure name, you can have colon equal. It means like create it as a variable and assign the value. So then you need the shortcut, and you need here I could it infers the type. I could do string. I could specify the type if I want to just have a bunch of renamed. And I could also do here var string, and then I type equals. But instead I don't want to do that. I do it like that. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, so this is kind of the same. So I'm just gonna gonna look through it. Yeah. So it's gonna be test. This is always the same. Test controller, and then we'll do it later. So this is kind of the one that. Then we're gonna var for each equals, and then I'm gonna fix them. There's before this it, and then for each of the tests, we're gonna do this. Now, okay, so this is going to be deleted, so we'll probably assign a function to it, and also this one. Like these are variables.
Yeah, I understand.
And then we're gonna have that one, we're gonna have so for the test controller comes with T and a testing dot and then I think it's got the T is the type. So it already gets imported. And here we're gonna have low cross.
So is that like the testing context? Isn't it?
Yeah, the context. Exactly. Or something like that. So
Down and out. Time's up.
now I'll finish up, then we'll do it. So this is package started. So before we do something, and then
Delete. 2, 1.
And then write test as well.
oh yeah. So let me see. Okay. Yeah. Well. So this is going to be run all the time, and then of course for every package you might want something specific.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
This is just the output to the console, so we know it gets done.
Exactly. Then what we're gonna do, we're gonna have so in here you have register fail handler fail. So do big R register. This is also like the usual.
Okay, and
fail.
what's this doing?
When it fails, it goes to the handler. Register. So, wait.
Oops.
Just like, yeah, I mean, whatever it says, you don't have to ask too much questions here. And the big F. New line. And run spec. So this one actually tells do the run the specifics, like the specifications, and then you give like the context, T, comma, and then the package, and this is like just a text. So pkg, and it's just the title. So if you see later, control space, control suite. Great. Oh. Nice. So maybe you will want this one, some imports, because these are like for checking if things fail or not fail. So these are the tests. Sweet. Now we are gonna go inside here. This is empty, so it's a bit sad. Not nice. So what we do is actually we're gonna do it, and so it's gonna be the test environment. So we call just put P and it should autocomplete. Then import, we don't do it, and then we do var underscore. So this is just like basic thing to have. No, just underscore, and then equals. So this is like to the actual package, and then here you start describing the things. So put big D describe. So this is the
test.
Yeah, describe. Yeah, this is the suite.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
So this will be the set of tests.
Yeah. This is set up. Yeah. So controller.
So page
Controller tests. Because already says there. Yeah, we already say like now this is like all the same. So we already set up in the init, so then we don't have to like touch, and we don't have to. We do it later. So then on that one we do comma. Yeah, funky, and then open. And then here is going to be our all everything. Here's going to be everything. Okay. Now we do the base, the beginning. So we set up the context, which is the one that we were using before. Context, and then here we assign it. Okay. So we do the destination, yeah, and then we do base, yeah. Then we do the pointer.
Oh, pointer starting.
No, reference. On reference. and then controller dot, and it's like API
API page.
page. Oh, we never use a G. So. And then I think you have the brackets. Yeah, the double. For the brackets, boom. Now next, we're gonna say, so here is gonna be a before each and after each, which is the thing that we said before. At the moment we don't do it. We will need it later if we want to like destroy things, mock
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah, but I still put it there anyway. Right?
Yeah. So you put a func. Yeah, you put, that's why they're there, right? You put it there. This is gonna be run every time, like each of those. So then it's like after each. That's it. Yeah, put your hands on the keyboard.
Time's up.
So and then find out. So we're gonna have to say.
Let's import them.
Yeah, we can import context. Okay. So now we're importing like same things that we had here.
Son, need it.
Yes,
Uzo.
See now they're like nicely good. It's not being used, doesn't matter. We're gonna use it later. Then so in here we specify content. This is like these are just to clean up, but then we know what we're doing. So here we do like API page functions, and then we're gonna have like this is things like we might have like model, like a model we will set in the model, but like we might have something specific. It's just it doesn't matter. Like it's for example, like what I used to do is that I had one where I test the API point of view and the web point of view, and so I have to put two contexts.
Yeah, sure.
Here, like it's simple. So so I do just like this one, and then we got a context, and then we close it. And in the context is the big thing. Now this is where like this is the base of everything. But now we'll set up each test. So these are like these are the scenarios, right? So here like there's no real rule. It's the same. It's even the context. Like these are not rules. Describe. You write what you want. But something that I like to have is like you do page fetch by ID, same as name, and here usually what you do. So we say we using correct or correctly formed URL or ID. No, in this case it doesn't matter. It's always the same, right?
Yeah.
But like in another one, it might make a difference. So now this is like this is what you're testing.
Yeah.
You're testing, you fetch using a correct form.
Yeah.
And so what we do is it's very simple. We need to set up like make a mock request with whatever we want to mock, and then read the response and then handle whatever response it is. So at the moment it's always positive, it's always nice. So here we do request, and so we make a new requester. So this is like things that like makes
You killed my mosquito.
mosquitoes.
Okay.
Here it actually mocks the request, okay? Or actually, not, I was saying, it doesn't really mock the request because it's gonna make it into our own backend. So. And here what we're saying, do a get request.
Find a capital G.
Need a capital G. Give me a capital G. Guys, can you give me a capital G? I need to copy a capital G. Please.
Think of a word with like Germany. Type Germany.
Yeah, can you guys say Germany? Ooh, Google Docs. Thank you, Slayer Dot. So we are actually oh, okay. Yes. Thank you. we are so poor. We're so poor. Thank you.
Oh yeah, that name.
Ah,
Gomon XYZ.
thank you. We're poor. We need G's. We need letters. And here we're gonna do API slash page, and here we can put whatever we like. Thank you. Okay, now we need a lowercase. Twitching do. Okay, thank you. Lowercase. So we're gonna use your names now. Okay, so see, it can go. Ooh. So page. Now, there we're gonna set whatever we like. And so since it's part of the test, what we can do here, we're gonna have URL or
yeah. So we set it.
we
so
set
then
it.
we can check it.
Yeah, and then it's going to be like Reddit. Right. And then here we're gonna add it as a URL. Okay. Now what we do is like if now we expect it not to be is an expect.
Greece.
No.
Not quite.
Almost.
Like
We
few
got-
countries over.
Try again.
Yeah.
And plus we have different country. So then you have 2B. No, actually, like you can have 2B, 2 vinyl or vinyl. It's like some other like.
Okay. Seconds.
No.
Okay, not that close.
No, not that close. So now we got like we say we're making a test, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and we're not using any reader at the moment. I mean, never. Oh, you need on-screen keyboard.
That's a
Okay,
good idea.
we never use it. Okay, so well now you will see us copy pasting loads because of the G, but
Maybe next time. We
oh
have
next
G
one okay.
issues.
Next time we'll on-screen. Okay, we'll try whenever.
Yeah.
It shows in the stream, I guess somewhere. I think I saw it somewhere, but is there? Oh, I will look. So now we save, and now it's your turn. So not declared. No, I mean declared and not used. Yeah,
Yeah, we're outside.
we are like in our place. We don't.
Wi-Fi is not the best.
Yeah, we don't get any
so we
Wi-Fi.
came to this place which is kind of our hotel, but it isn't technically.
Yeah, it's like near, and so the guys
kind
are
of
the same.
people own it.
And so we had to kind of like
And so we're
strike a
staying
deal,
outside.
to say, hey, can we stay outside?
Yeah.
And so we're near, like, and we're being eaten by mosquitoes. So
Yeah.
in case you're
Hence
wondering.
the random scratching.
Keyboard settings. So
On screen.
I see. So, but where we are? Where are we?
Goa. We're in Goa in India.
It's mean because when we need the G,
Yeah. What did you think?
that they want to see what we are typing.
No, just so we can type G.
Thank you. I totally flew like out of my way. So
I'm from England and he's from Italy.
yeah. So so let's continue. So now we are almost done here. So what we need to do, like we need to do page rec. So from this new request, we actually encapsulate into something. So page and
oh.
okay. So now big R always. See, and then we're gonna do like we assign it. So then like space start. Okay.
Oh, stop.
Web. Oh.
Okay.
They're tight. Web dot request.
Capital.
Yeah. And then
Where is the web request coming from?
it's gonna be automatically fetched.
Oh, okay.
So okay, done. Yeah. And then we basically create an object request, the request, and the request we put in the request.
So it's like a
Easy.
mock.
Call it whatever you like. Whatever makes you happy. And yeah, so it's gonna come from, instead of coming from like, yeah, we'll have our own thing, and we'll add it later. Now, so actually no, it's sorry, it's a reference, not a pointer.
The and.
Yeah. Okay. API. Yeah, context. So yeah. Now we make a response recorder. So response. We assign it HTTP dot new response. Okay. Maybe not. Oh no, it's HTTP test as multi design. New recorder. This is gonna be. Wait. Yeah, save it. And this is gonna be imported, but it's gonna be the wrong one because we have our own. So here is called Backend. Util and save. Now it's not gonna be kept, and now we have it. It says you didn't use it, instead of being like I don't know what it is. Now we are gonna use this one. And so if you remember, here we'll set it up as kill. Here, controller, the web writer. So we made the context. We made the writer. We made the request. Right.
Okay.
Yes, we are mocking that.
Yes, that's what we were doing.
So now we do. Now we can do it. So we say page fetch by ID. We keep the context because we have it there, and it doesn't matter. We get response writer, and we go. The monsters. No, just like everything. So next we call the here probably yes. We have the response because it's gonna be like where you read, and it is a request. So page request. Bam. No, but it's like they're eating my legs. Okay. Now we are gonna read whatever we have. So the response is gonna be body, and we're gonna read whatever is inside the request. So util dot read all res dot body. And so what we're gonna do now, yeah, so I was correct. Why did you suggest it before? Now we read the value, and we can do things to it. You know, like this is whatever is gonna.
So now we check that the URL
is inside. Yeah. So this one I don't know. I need to like parse. We can look it up because let me check. Getting eaten. So is your turn maybe or no?
I don't know anymore.
Yeah, colon. So we need to parse the JSON, and this one I don't know. So we need to have a type to struct. So I think it's like Marshall, unMarshall. So you give a struct. So given a struct, given the S, and maybe we can do something like that. So basically, given is like a struct that we made, we can make a type, and then we can check what is inside, and that would be very nice to have. So we know how to do that one because we just did it, and so here we're gonna have a page. So we got a page before, and we make a new one, and we do it the same way here. And we need to import the data type. So now we made a type here, which is the same as this one, and we don't need it. We're gonna put S there. Then we're gonna have a body.
And we got the G from the page.
So now we are like reading. We're making the type. Is it? It's supposed to be assigned. So we assign it here. Undefined body because maybe it needs to be assigned to this. Then it goes thrown into this one. No new variables because we already have error. So error page.
Why error? Just pass.
No. Not sure. Because this is gonna populate the page. Which is going to be here.
And if there's an error.
And there's an error, it turns out. So this is like the first time it comes out. But what you do is that if you do something.
Right.
So you can also not do this one because when you say you don't expect, you expect it not to be.
Yeah. So if there's an error.
Yeah. So we do the same. Expect error page to be nil. Because now we don't have to handle it.
Yeah.
We need to just check. Now we have page, and what we expect we can do the same 2 times. And what we expect that page dot URL double check URL. We expect URL to equal URL, and page dot title
should not be null.
Yeah, also. And so what you say to not. So now I don't know because of this like parsing, because I've never done it. But basically what it does is it checks, and it checks that it's the same as what we're giving in. The title is not nil. It's never, probably not going to be nil, otherwise it wouldn't have parsed. But for the moment it's fine. We have, for example, we can do is that we might, in a normal test, we know that our Reddit is always going to have Reddit, and it's never going to be changed, so you can test. Or you can have like a mock that you can test itself, or you can just check that it's not. Like for example, instead of the not be nil, you can have not be empty, I think, or not equal, and there it is. So not be empty. And now what you can do is that you can go, wherever, but you can also go in page init test, and you go and you say run. Okay.
Oh, it's nice.
And it says failed 100% because obviously something happened. So now we check what happened. So it says expect a string whatever to equal that. So it means that for some reason failed. So failed, expected that one to be empty. So obviously we can also,
like log it out.
Yeah, exactly. We can do exactly that one. Because the problem is that we're passing the path parameters, and we don't pass it at that.
Why not?
We need to pass it as a parameter. Yeah, and that also can paparams.
Maybe that should be a array.
No, I think I'm just not remembering. So let me double check. Yeah, so it needs to be mapped into something. So I'm just gonna, so this one, my bad, so URL is that one, and we can throw it in there, and then it's gonna be page.
Makes sense, yeah.
Yeah.
Just
page ID, and then So like this, so then we can use it to check, right? And then this one goes into params. So then you have a map.
And it's with an S.
And now we run. Instead, hey, passed.
Oh,
And now we can do is that we can do the one that fails. I mean, not that fails, but the one that checks the output, right?
if you don't.
So using empty doesn't go there, right? It doesn't exist, this one, without figure out.
Mm-hmm.
So if you do that is empty, what we expect? We don't know. We don't know what to expect. That's why we run it. No, but that's what you do. Like you do. Let me check this. So this is the second one. Page ID. Yeah. So this one should have failed.
Yeah, but it
Right.
passed.
Because we faked it, right? We faked the empty. Cannot pass it empty. Really. What we need to do is that we need to do this. That's how you pass. You actually just use a pure endpoint, right?
But we were checking the URL. We weren't checking if it was empty or not.
Of course, but it's not gonna go like we are forcing it to
Oh,
instead like the
yeah.
path is not gonna go.
Yeah.
So now it fails because it says hey like you like run as well. Tell us undefined URL now it says because we're trying to check the URL and we check should be equal to whatever. Because now this is like where we expect it to fail and it tells us where it fails. So what happens is that we're expecting like nothing to be that one, but also probably
Pow, pow, pow.
so
Time's up.
now you go. So choose spec failed. So what if we make it empty? Yeah?
It's gonna pass.
No, because I removed the.
Up, up,
Wait, what
up,
happened?
go.
So here we're not passing now anymore.
Yeah, but it's going anyway.
Yeah, but it should. We accepting empty? Okay, we accepting empty. So
Maybe star isn't so good.
yeah, but then we need to reject it in the endpoint. So in the endpoint here we can have do this one actually. So I'll do this. So this shows the coverage. So what we expect the
Again, error message.
yeah, and also we don't expect it to be able to parse it. Right. So we expect it to
Not be
not linear because we can't parse it as
Yeah.
as a page. And then we'll do we expect the body. Yeah, do the body. Cool. To so we did this one. Let me contain. Let me double check. Oh yeah, can to contain substring. So big C contain substring. So string body. Okay, and here we put error. Just whatever. So this one will like try to parse it as a page. It's gonna fail, and usually don't have to do it. But we say we expect it to have an error, and also something we haven't done here. We have an arrow in the header. So I'm gonna so and this one is to not it should be empty. Big I don't remember. So yeah. So this one does the same as just empty. And then here you expect. So res, like the response. Yeah. The dot header map big map.
Bigger.
Yeah. Dot. And this one's like get. Oh yeah, we need a big G. Oh, thank you, lifesaver, guys. So get and open. So server error, all lowercase.
Oh.
Dot. And so error header with big H again. So we're getting this one, and now we expect this one, and at the end 2, and then like be empty. Yeah. And then open it. Yeah. So now we have like
So we're
server
expecting
error,
no errors
no
in
error
the header.
in the header. Yeah.
Okay.
And this one, we say do
No.
not be handled. Right. But now we are not sending any error there, right?
Yeah.
Because what we're doing here, we need to check this one, and so we need to check. So you do like if no bracket. So space paste equals empty. Yeah, and then go and you make this one like so. If this is not you can do if it's empty,
return.
yeah, and you go like that one. You do this one. So you do like util dot response error, and then you use the W comma, and here we need to set it up. So here is a new thing, and we have server error package we've been using, and it's gonna be a bad request. So now we're gonna like this whatever we can reuse it, and we can just an empty. So error, and we say URL missing. Yeah, and it says missing URL. Big URL. Okay. Now copy this one. Now we're gonna return it there. So we're gonna server error. Oops.
Fun spell.
Oops. Dot. Yeah. So now we're sending that. Why don't you do a return afterwards? So now. So now, when we're expecting not to be empty, but also, so we're getting to equal that. So then we know that we are correctly sending out the error, right?
Yeah.
And so now we're sending, we'll test, and it's probably gonna fail. Because we say, so we expect nil to not be nil in 48. So probably there's some sort of check we're making a mistake. So 48 is the test, and then we have to check the problem is in 62. So 62 we say that error page not be nil. Not to be nil.
Oh, so it's passing it fine.
So what we do is that this one usually we don't do it.
So we don't.
We don't care. Now usually we don't care. We want to make sure that it contains. Because maybe it tries and it manages to parse it. I don't know. So now we say okay, fails again. So we expected that one to equal that one, which is correct, right? It's just that.
What line is it failing on this? Like,
now the thing is like what we need to do is that we need to do, wait a second. I know it's quite clear. It says that one is expecting to be this one. You know, see?
Yeah. Is it comparing the server error?
Yeah. So we're doing an incorrect job there. So
the one there.
So here, because the server error header is that one, server error. So error code is a string, right? So we need to do dot error code to compare those ones. Otherwise, we're not comparing correctly. And so here, instead of just comparing just the type, we are comparing it as well. You know, oranges with oranges. We pass, okay?
Right.
And what we can do to make sure, because of course we never seen this one, we log it just now for fun. We log what we see. What we see is gonna be.
You had no idea.
No, we know because we did it ourselves, right? But it comes out only when it fails, and so we need to do that, and it can't come out when it fails. We're not sure. That's it. Oh, okay. This one, remember, I think is it. We are on the another one. Maybe there's an error. Okay, this one. I don't think you this. Huh? Yeah. Now we run again and it should pass. Great. So, and it was cached. So what we can do is use our beautiful here, and we test, because now we know that it accepts anything of that kind. Is no.
So it was working.
It was working. So you will never be able to do it by browser.
Yeah.
But you could do it.
Yeah.
With
in the future, we can change that to like malformed URL test.
Well, now no. Now, I mean, now we are testing for an empty, and it's fine.
Okay.
Because we want to make sure there is no empty. But then later we can have another. Like we can have as many errors we want, and we can check. But I think like the malformed URL would be thrown. Will never be thrown because it's not going to match the path. Right? Maybe. Or maybe we can match the path and we throw an error out. It doesn't matter. Because also like if it's a malformed URL, yeah, like when you can parse it as an URL, then we're gonna say, hey, what is this mess?
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, so we've done beautiful architecture for. If we forgot the beauty. So now we set up. We're starting with the page, and we did like a very basic get without a model, so without a database. So next week we're probably gonna start that one. Yeah, and maybe in between like start cleaning up some things and stuff like that. But yeah, then we need the first endpoint, which is this one, right?
Yeah.
And last but not least, we did a nice unit test. So yeah, good.
That's it for this week.
So for this week, all good, and then no more be eaten for mosquitoes for a while.
Yeah.
So guys, thank you for watching, and what are you guys up to? Like now we have some time, we can chat a bit. So are you guys working on some cool projects you want to share? We'd like to know, like, I think like last week somebody was working on. Let me check. Oh yeah, yeah, there's like a Python thing. I don't remember. Anyway, so if you guys like have some cool stuff, yeah, that was from another stream.
Yeah,
it wasn't from the last one.
Yeah.
So, oh yeah, so Sir Demir. So yeah, we already replied that.
PBR rendering. What's PBR?
You don't know PBR? Okay. So first rendering.
Yeah, rendering anyway.
You know, and PBR is like models. So there's no. So like physically basic rendering. So it's like when you do it, yeah.
Video game.
Well, not necessarily like just can be done also for video editing, like CGI. Okay. So you're using like Blender, in GLTF. So GL, I need to check. You know what it is?
No. Do you think I know what it is?
So GL. So like GL is like OpenGL, I think. So GL is a file from 3D scenes. The JPEG of 3D. Cool. Okay.
So are you just working on like a tool, or is that for some other project?
Yeah, Blender. Okay. Yeah, so FPX. So GL. So it converts. So this one converts. I mean, this one FPX. This is a file like you do with Maya, for example, and things like that. You convert them to this format.
Yeah.
And then you can use them around. So what do you use them for? Like, do you use them for video games? Or do you use for like some cool like CGI video? Cool. Just a toy engine. You got a link on? Is it like open source? Is it on GitHub or currently they're just like playing around? Oh, that's cool. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I'm like now I'm studying CUDA and some like parallel programming stuff. Oh, okay. And but I want to try like move into Volcan, but I think I don't know if my I didn't have the chance to test with mine. Uh, but yes, it's cool. Is that like the course? Like there's a Udacity course and it's quite interesting. Yeah. Mosquitoes. So what would be like? Let me see. So toy engine, yeah, like again, I assume for games, right? Do you like make video games or you like playing around with like 3D stuff? Because you're also a game developer, right?
No.
No.
No. I don't play video games. I don't make video games.
No, you made a video game.
Oh
we made
yeah,
a video
I made
game
a video game
for a birthday. Yeah.
my dad's birthday. That was pretty cool.
It was a success. Everybody
It
loved
was a
it.
success. Simulation.
Oh, okay.
Very cool.
You got something out there, or you just started? Let's see if we can like shall we go? But in the meantime, for like, thanks for everybody for watching us, and thanks for the followers.
Yeah,
We like,
thank you.
yeah, and so maybe we can stay. See you next week as well. Next week probably it's gonna be better.
Yeah,
The
we're
G's,
probably
the
gonna
G Life,
be back here.
yeah, but the
Same spot.
G Life is better. Like less.
The Wi-Fi is pretty good.
Yeah, well, it went from 0 to like
0.2
million,
dropped the frames.
like crazy. Anyway, but I was talking about the G Life.
Oh yeah, I was already over that.
Yeah. Okay. That's good. Like nice little like change.
That's cool.
Yeah, cool. Thank you, Peter. And if you have anything to show us, send us. We like to like see what our peeps are doing, and because I mean we show what we are doing, so like why not? But one like when I have like access to like better setup, I think I'll like to stream some like CUDA, some things like that, do some graphic stuff maybe one day. But now like on the laptop is a bit hard. I need to do crazy setup.
Yeah.
So yeah, show us if you have anything like to show or what you're proud of something, you can show us. Really, we enjoy that. And thank you again, and good night. And hopefully you won't have mosquitoes eating you. And if you're around India, like somewhere, let us know.
Or if
we
you're
can.
in Goa.
You're in Goa.
In Paolam.
Yeah. Well, anywhere we come and pick and go and.
No, we only go Paolam.
We don't move. We're lazy. Okay. Okay.
You too.
See you. Bye bye. Good night.